Morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Morning, Fiona, Di, June, Heather, May, Mary, Catherine, Nicola, Val, Elaine, Lynn, Marjorie, Pat, Kaz, and Chrissy, Sarah. Morning, everyone, and thank you very much for joining me. We are revisiting an old Sue Wilson die here. And you'll have to excuse me because I'm a little bit all over the place today. Problems with the internet, problems with the printer, and my middle son is in hospital, having broken his leg last night. So that is all not good, but we still have a bit of craft, so that is good. Morning, Joe. Morning, Ethel, Shirley, Sandra, Anne, I think it is, Rio, Teresa. Lovely for you to join me today. So as I said, Fancy Friday, it's a little bit of what I fancy, and I seem to think that we did our fancy fold on Wednesday, so it was all a bit skew-whiff. So we are going to do a little bit of a revisit. Now, this is an old die from Sue Wilson. It's called the Belgian Collection Background, and it's one of my favourite background dies that Sue ever did. And it's just about to go out of stock, basically, and then not to come back again. So I have got a very special offer if you haven't treated yourself to this one. It's on at half price over on the Facebook Live section of the Maximum Crafts. So if you haven't, but let's have a little play with it and show you how lovely it is. Such a pretty design. And thank you very much for everybody saying, I hope you get better soon. Yeah, he's got to go and have an operation later today. Unfortunately, he's in Wales, so we can't go and see that. So there you go. Such is COVID, eh? Right, let's not think about that anymore. Let's get on with this lovely one. So I'm going to do a very easy background, but because of the ornate design of this, and perhaps if you have got it and you haven't had it out for a while, revisit, because it is such a very pretty one. So there's 4 dies in the whole of the section here. So you've got the biggest one, shall we say, and again, no outer edge, so no cutting edge, so you can make this as big or as little as you wish. Then you've got a frame to go in the center there, then you've got another little decorated edge there, and then a middle or a label or all sorts of that one can be for. So a very pretty and useful design. So I'm going to do, again, the colours don't show. I've no idea why the colours don't show here. And I'm going to use lilac and violet. So that's the 2 mauvey colours. And then I've also got the white as well. So that's the colour scheme that I'm going to do. I've already cut out a few cornflowers because I love the cornflowers. So they're going there as well. But let us start with what we've got here. So I'm going to take the outer die, miss one, again onto my knitting, miss one, purl one, and have that one. So I've got a landscape card here that I'm going to do it into. And I'm going to just measure my die, which is, I think, 16 by 11. Oh, excuse me. 16 by 11. So I'm going to add 1.5 centimeters all the way round for my white piece, which is what I'm going to cut it from to start off with. So 16, so that's 17.5 by 12.5. So let's do the 12.5 one first. So 12.5 along that side and 17.5 along this side, and that's going to be the size of my die here. So it's quite a wide border all the way around there like that. And whilst I've got my cutting piece out here, I'm going to cut out this piece, and this piece is going to be just a little bit bigger. So 13 by 18. So that is just roughly 5 by 7 type of thing. But I've got a slightly bigger card for that. Okay. So that's my cutting done. So now let's tape this together and see what we get. So I'm going to use my repositional low tack tape, and I'm going to pop that into more or less the center, if I can. More or less, she says, and just tape that in. And then I'm going to pop my middle die into the center like this. So I'm going to see what it looks like. I think it would look quite nice. And the idea of these dies is that you can mix and match. You can pull them out, push them in, all sorts. So it's quite a, oh, crash bang wallop, quite a different one. So I'm going to run that through my machine. Now I'm going to run it through my machine so that it is that way round. And because it's quite intricate, although they cut out beautifully anyway, I am going to pop my metal shim over the top. Just because I can, and because it makes sense, whoops, to do such a thing, I think. What do you think? Do you think it makes sense? Good, because that's good then. Let me just cut this out. Let's see what we've got. So just take some of these tapes off. As I said, one of my all-time favourites. This, can't remember how many years ago it is, how many years old it is. Don't know if it says on the back. Let's have a look, shall we? 4 years. So 4 years ago. Do you know, I would have thought it was longer than that. Huh. There you go. There you go. So just take all these bits out. Look at that. I know it's got a few bits to come out as well, but I just think that's so pretty. So let's just take off the worst. And then I've just got to poke out the last little bits. So you could have done this in layers so that you could take out this middle section and you could oh, oblige. What's the words I'm looking for? Shirley, what's the words? Just give it a raised sort of panel bit, but I just wanted to do it like this. I just thought it's such a simple die, and depending on what colour you put behind it can make the whole thing look very, very different. So subsequently, why I wanted to give it a wide border is I wanted to be able to put some foam behind it because I want it to sit up proud on top of my piece of violet, I think it is. And that is going to go onto my card there, like that. So it gives a really pretty outer edge. Okay, so let us now pop a little bit of foam. So I've got my 3mm foam, and I do apologise that that is not in stock at the moment. I'm waiting for that one to come back in stock, and also the black to come back in stock as well. So I'm just going to, obviously I need to cut this in half because it's a little bit too wide. But you don't want too wide a border, otherwise you go on forever, don't you? Whoops. I'm just, trimming this down. I've got my, I was going to say anti-stick scissors, but I don't know what they call them, but they are for sticking such things, and they don't sort of stick together then. So they work out quite well. I'm just going to pop that down there. So whilst I'm just putting this on, let me tell you all of what's going on today. So we have got the crafty online workshops are going online, literally, to be booked today, and they will be going on in just a little while after they were going on earlier, but as you can imagine, having got the news about my Chris, things sort of went awry a little bit, all the things I was going to do. So good job I was a bit more planned with this design today. So we've got that going on now. I do recommend that if you are thinking about it, you do book those early. I can't put in any more dates, not with what I'm actually doing, because I have got all the stock that is available, so I can't sort of make that a bigger amount of people that can join me. Just going to pop one in the center there as well, just to bring that all up. Now I'm just going to see if I think that's enough. Let me just have a look. I think it should be. Yeah, beautiful. Now, having said that, do you know what? I'm going to do that. No, I'm not. Hold on. I'm thinking, and I am allowed, because it's Fancy Friday and I can do whatever I fancy. All right. So, what did we say this one was? 17.5 by... No, sorry, 18 by 13. I'm just going to go a bit random here. I'm going to go up again. So let's go, taking the lighter colour now as well, the lilac. So let's go, 13.5. So I'm going up 0.5 centimetre by 18.5. So up 0.5 centimetre. And then, just because I can, I'm going to go up again with another piece. So 13.5. I'm going to go this one 14.5 by, can't remember what I said, 18.5 by 19.5. Now I might change my mind. I just fancy doing that. So giving it some dark, then light, then dark again. Let's bring it back over. Might have been a bit too ambitious there, mightn't I? Oh no, I think I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with it. Okay, let us go with it. So just going to pop some glue onto the back of my layers. Okay, so let us just pop that to there. I have to say that the only thing that was annoying with these backgrounds is the different shapes that they were, slightly different shape, but I can run with that. So I'm just putting all these 3 layers on. It's possibly a bit excessive, but I'm allowed to be excessive now and again. And it is Friday. So now I'm going to take the tape off the back of here. Such a pretty design. Yeah, do love that. Oh, look at that. A random bit of red tape. Go away. We do not like red tape anymore. We only like blue, which is all back in stock again this afternoon. So do have a look at that as well. So let me just pop this, as much as I can tell, into the centre there, giving such a pretty design. Do you know, in that picture it looks totally blue, but I can assure you it is totally mauve, and I have no idea why that looks wrong. So let us just put some of these lovely little flowers, and I've taken my Now, I haven't cut it yet, but I've taken my small leaves die, which is again back in stock. So this was a newish one just recently from John Next Door brand, and it's got a variety of leaves on, and I just wanted a little bit of greenery around there. And I'm not quite sure whether I want a greeny colour, which I think I'm going to go with, or just a mauve, but I think I'm going to go with a greeny colour on there. And so I've got a variety of greens, but let's have a look. I think I'm going to go with that sort of an olivey colour. I think actually it is called olive. And so I'm just, because I think that when you see it on the picture in a minute, you'll see that despite the fact that they don't look as if they go together, this is, as I said, a purpley colour range, and this one is the olive, and so it goes in quite nicely. So I'm just going to run that through so that we've got a little bit of leaf and texture to it. So bear with me just a second. Whoops. I had a tidy up of my room yesterday. It's fatal, isn't it? Because you can't find anything then. And it won't last. It will only be tidy for a very short while. So let's take some of those green pieces off. I think that'll be enough with just one go through, in all honesty, because there's quite a few little bits and pieces that come out just from there. That's all we need, I think. So as I said, that's in the olive colour. So now let's just mould some of the cornflowers. So I've disregarded the very biggest size. I don't want the biggest size, so I'm going to go for the medium size. So you get 2 large, 2 medium and 2 small. So I'm going to go with that one. But before I do, I'm going to pop a little bit of card there because I don't really want it to go on there. I'm going to take my iZink dye-based dyes, and I'm going to go in with Cassis, which is the sort of purpley colour there. And I'm going to use my sponge dauber just to put a bit of colour into the centre there. And again, it sort of picks up the darker colour that I've got on the backgrounds there. So just picking it all up really and sort of blending it in all in one. So I'm using the dye-based inks. Could use either. I'm using these today. So I'm just putting a little colour on each of those. And then I'm going to use 2 of my smallest ones. So again, just pop a little bit of colour. So I will have 3 flowers. Again, a so-called rule, but I don't abide to any rules. I like to put on as many flowers as I think it looks nice. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's multiple. And whatever you go. I think that the best thing is have a guideline, but as for a rule, no. Because whatever you think looks nice, go for it. Okay, so just a little bit of colouring. So it just gives it a hint of a colour, nothing major. Oh, and then I'm going to do these middle bits here before I put that away. So I'm just going to go around the edges. Just making that a slightly darker colour. Hold on. So I want 1 of the large sizes and 2 of the medium. Okay, so pop that back together again and find myself a little tool there just to give these a little bit of zhoosh. So I'm just going round in a circle, just in the centre this time. And with these ones as well. Whoops. As I said, just to give myself a little bit of a, you know what, je ne sais quoi. Right, a little bit of glue. Let's pop these together. Oh, got glue everywhere. I've got glue everywhere, and I've also got, I'm a member of the Black Hand tribe today because I was doing some work yesterday with some VersaFine Onyx Black, and it nearly fell off the table. And so I went to grab it because I didn't really want it to go on the carpet, because invariably it would have gone ink pad side down, wouldn't it? Anyway, so I went to grab it, and as I grabbed it, I put my whole thumb in it. And can I get the black out? No. I suppose it's a good job it wasn't stays on, but I think I'll probably still have that there on Sunday when I see you next. I don't know. I love these cornflowers. So let's just pop a little centre into them. And we should be good to go. So pretty little centre. And then into these little ones. There we go. So they really look quite full, don't they? You know, they've got a lot going on in there, and it looks quite blue. Well, it does on my screen anyway. I have no idea why. So I didn't want my flowers to overpower my beautiful design, because I just thought, well, it's nice to have flowers, but I didn't want too much. So I've just got a little bit going on there. Then let's have a look what this looks like. We've got these lovely, just little bits of greenery, which I'm going to pop on there. So again, just a little hint of it as opposed to a load. So let's just pop some of this on. So I'm going to pop my biggest flower, then a little one there. Should have put it on with hot glue. Hey ho. So I've got my 3 little flowers there. That's why I use the hot glue, because it moves around so much and it annoys me. So I'm going to pop this in. So in order to pop this in, I'm putting glue back and front. And then I'm going to slide that underneath. And because the small leaves have got different, I think, well, I've no idea what you call it. I think that you'd almost call it laurel leaf, maybe. I don't know. I'm sure the person that's designed them knows, but to me, I don't actually know what they are, but they are all different ones. And I think that's quite nice that they're all different types. Then you can use them without having to cut a load of different dies. It's just one die sorted. Just pop that one under there. Now it's annoying me because they're moving about. And I like trained flowers that don't move about. Looks pretty though, doesn't it? Whoops. So there we are. And then want a little sentiment to go in there. And what sentiment shall we choose? What do you reckon, folks? Far too big, I think. What do you think? Yeah, far too big. I shall find myself another little sentiment. That bit I hadn't organised, but I want to put a die cut sentiment in the centre there. So I shall do that in a little minute when I'm collecting my thoughts again. So let me recap what we've done. So we have used the die here, which is, the Belgian Background by Sue Wilson. As I said, it's very old. It's about 4 years old, but we should, if we've got it, revisit because it's such a pretty one. And I know that I used it an awful lot. So you could recess this. That's the word I was looking for just now, isn't it? You could have cut out this bit here and recessed so that that was down the bottom. But some people are not familiar and happy doing things like that. So that's why I thought, let's just bring it all in one and let's do it all in one. Just mats and layers, nothing sort of very difficult there. Rogue leaf. And then I've got the cornflower. And then I've got the little, no, not little, small leaf selection. Just to add there, and I'm just going to find myself a little sentiment, a die-based sentiment, just to go in the centre. And I've put it onto a landscape card this time, but for that matter, it could be, whoops, can't see it like that. You could even put it like that. You couldn't put then your sentiment that way around, but yeah, you could do it any which way, could you not? Could you not? So a pretty different and delicate card for you today. Let's take that all out of the way. So let me just remind you, if you haven't got that die and you would like it, there are just a few left. So at the suppliers. So if you do want it, I can get it, and it's on the Facebook Live section. I will be opening very shortly the booking for the Crafty online workshops, which are this time in December. It's going to be the last ones for the year. Oh my God. We'll all be glad to see the back of the year though, won't we? It will be hold on, I'm thinking Monday the 7th, which I think is virtually full, and Saturday the 12th of December. So I say full because I have people that sort of want to book up in advance for that one. Okay. Just a little sneak peek. You may, I'm sure, have been aware that it's Black Friday next Friday. And I don't do Black Friday sales. I don't like black. So we're going to have Silver Saturday. So Silver Saturday will be sales for everybody. So do watch out for that. We'll be telling you more in advance for that. Okay, so I'll see you on Sunday, hopefully at 11 o'clock if you can join me. Pretty little project, using up a few of your scraps, shall we say? Like that idea. So thanks very much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you, hearing you, whatever it is that I'm going to be doing very, very soon. Okay, take care everyone. Thanks very much. Bye.